Alright, this Big Boss with FOXHOUND Woods Ball coming to you for Shooting Hot TV. For this episode, I'm also going to be doing a simulcasting, you might say, uploading this to both the channel for Shooting Hot TV and to my personal YouTube channel, as it's equipment that is used by members of FOXHOUND Woods Ball. Now, with that being said, we're discussing modular capabilities, a little bit of Molly evolution and how it came to be, as well as how to help you, the player, decide what's best for you if you want to go minimalist equipment or go full-on assault mode. Now, with this evolution, I'm also got this, your basic H harness. Vietnam style, the H-rig, this thing is kind of iconic. I like it personally because you've got two adjustment points on here to more precisely even out your load. Now, 6 ammo pouches, pistol belt. You're pretty much looking at what is considered bare basic in today's milsim paintball community as far as your equipment load. You've got your butt packs, canteens, and these ammo pouches. Now, with that being said, this is by far the most basic you can get. Suspenders to help balance out the weight, provide that support, keep your gear from dragging down, pouches for your pods or whatnot, hydration, and any accessories that you may need. This also doubles good to carry your CO2 bottles if you're running remote lines. With that, as I said, this is basic. Not much you can really do with this kind of setup. It's all pretty much basic. You can move the canteens around, ammo pouches around, and that's about it. Now, with that being said, this is basic, this is virtually self-contained, and it's a no-brainer on how guys assemble their equipment. As you can see, basic hook belt. These things have been around for like 70, 80 years, give or take. Now you pretty much have it set up to be more like this as far as your ammo pouches and combat setups. You've got that. Now with the Molly evolution that happened late 90s, just in time for the current conflicts we've got, a lot of the soldiers have been transitioning from this old Alice LC2 gear over to the new Molly system, like this Condor vest. They've been taking a lot of their stuff and just placing the Alice pouches directly onto the Molly webbing. That would prove to be a very bad idea. Aside from the carrying style and everything, there wasn't a lot of support with these thinner loops and everything on the Molly vest. So what would happen is the weight of their equipment, their ammo, grenades and whatnot will drag down here and ultimately tear the stitching on the Molly webbing. So as a quick fix solution, some genius, I would say, developed these Alice to Molly adapters where you can easily slide your LC2 pouches on here, and it's got the stuff here to make it Molly compatible, as I will demonstrate soon. Alright, we're back. Now as you can see, I've got the Alice LC2 pouches on their Alice to Molly adapters woven onto the Airsoft Interceptor vest I'm currently wearing. I could jump in this, I could shake around. Now this is pretty excellent as far as overall protection of your magazines or pods, as well as the modular ability to add on from here all the way around. Rule of thumb, if you're running a drop leg platform like I do, you might want to keep that one section on your side where you draw blank, no pouches whatsoever on that side, because that way it allows you to draw your secondary marker or secondary weapon without having it get caught up on pouches, sling mounts, anything like that. So with that being said, I can actually engage real fast with my secondary if my primary were to go down for whatever reason. Now, with this kind of system, you can actually supplement the system as far as your additional equipment. You can even toss on this web gear LC2 onto this vest, and you're ready to go. It's nice, adds a little more modularity and a lot more options for those of you who like to run your Alice equipment either on the range or in the combat zone. Now, with the whole vest idea as well as the Alice webbing, this thing was done back during the early days of Afghanistan as well as the Iraq War. If you remember the HBO series Generation Kill, you'll see some of the guys like Lieutenant Vic, Encino Man, Captain America wear the LC2 gear over their Interceptor black vests. And I'll see about posting pictures on that. Give me 1 second. Alright, ditch the pouches real fast. Now, with that being said, from what you saw in the example pictures I posted, the idea basically is with this vest to provide overall protection, plus you have the modularity system of the PALS webbing on here. Now, there have been some reports from Iraq, Afghanistan, or wherever American troops are deployed with the medics. They're coming and take care of casualties. Soldier gets hit in a place where this vest will not protect, such as head, under the arm right here, or right around here where you don't have that Kevlar protection. They're having to yank open the throat collar, throat yoke, and get this front part open to assess their injuries. Now, with that being said, that's why a lot of soldiers today are being issued vests that have the pull ring, yank it, and that's a breakaway system. You can find that on just about any new model tactical vest that's come out within the last 5 or 6 years. That being said, this vest is still pretty excellent as far as its modular capabilities and whatnot, but a lot of soldiers today are carrying what's called the FLC, Fighting Load Carrier. And I've got one right here, which is my personal vest that I like wearing. I can wear this standalone or right over this Interceptor as the FLC. As far as my gaming goes, this is a Special Ops Black Cell version 2 vest. I got this for $40 refurbished from Special Ops several years ago. Now I will say, the vest Molly stuff, it's still holding up after years worth of extensive play on it. It's done pretty good for itself, and as you can see, I can easily throw this on right over the Interceptor, belt on. I could zip it up, or I can just leave the front of the vest open and have the sternum straps, which you can get for just about any backpack or anything like that, or from camping stores, military surplus. As you can see, modular capability. If I had to, I could actually lose the Interceptor vest and just run with the Interceptor as a body armor, and just use this vest to carry my pods, my mags, whatever. And as I said, I've got it set up so that way I've got this one side here completely blank of any pouches or equipment, so that way I can have easy access to draw my secondary, which in this case is the Tippmann TPX. This is their second generation of their TPX pistol. Now, with that being said, modularity is a must in today's paintball community. For me, the best in gear I've got I choose to keep it completely self-contained in this one vest as far as the V2 goes. I've got my camelback in here, I've got my ammo, I've got my air, plus my comms gear. Everything in one system, ready to go. I can easily strip this and just run like this if I'm doing a mag-only game or a pistol primary game. I've played one before. It was badass. Stick around for part 2. We're going to be discussing weapon modularity. Alright, we're back. We're now on our second discussion, which is marker modularity. And what I'm holding right here now is my brother's 98 Custom. We upgraded it with the full style kit of Tippmann's 98 AK kit. We've got the front hand grip, we got the butt stock, mag, and for aesthetic purposes we also added the X7 AK front sight on here to really bring out that AK look to it. We also added a ep4 rail system, an AR carry handle rear sight assembly on here, which in my opinion is beautiful. It lines up perfectly with the front sight post on the X7 AK front sight with the bipod on here. This thing fits our role for the designated marksman or light machine gun section support weapon. With that being said, we can use this in a sniper rifle capacity and we're posted up on something, or if we need to lay down some major suppression fire on a target. That being said, the 98 Custom is Tippmann's flagship model in my personal opinion. This thing with its ruggedness and its well-proven track record has made the 98 platform the marker of choice for the members of FOXHOUND Woodsball. This is the first gun that a lot of new guys within the team try out. This is one that they usually go for because of its cheapness, yet its overwhelming ruggedness and reliability. And in my opinion, no wonder it looks damn good with an AK kit on here. It's the merger of its reliability and its look of the real thing. I would say it's quite symbolic to it, but that's just me. Alright, now what you're seeing is my Tippmann X7, my personal marker of choice. As you can see, I've got the front end of the gun has been extended with the handguard here. It was a custom job done by me and my brother about a year or two ago. We've got the Magpul integrated flip-up sights on here. Very nice for a backup. We also have on here a 14-inch Lapco Big Shot assault barrel with the removable tip, so that way you could actually put a mock suppressor on here. I've also got the 6-position retractable buttstock from Liberty Stocks, E-Vike 3-in-1 M203 grenade launcher, long barrel, my personal favorite, Acid Tactical, flashlight, laser, my standard X7 front end, my vertical foregrip, stock X7 barrel, a sight riser, as well as a red green dot, another sight riser right above my standard X7 front sight, and my scope, which is a 4-power hunting scope. I usually use that for sniper ops or needed for observation work, designated marksman, things of that nature. Now with this, the X7 is a Generation 2 modular gun as far as you being able to swap the stocks, fore-end, mag well out, as well as the trigger system for either a response trigger, E-trigger, standard, plus the Cyclone feed system. I also added on the stovepipe here for that little extra ammo capacity, as well as clear my line of sight when I'm shooting. That being said, the X7 design, as far as the Special Ops Tipman version, which is also the Tipman X7 Classic, I would say this is a very robust platform as far as being able to do just about anything with it. You can make this thing into a sniper rifle, light machine gun, assault rifle, carbine, submachine gun, you name it, it can probably do it. I know Mr. Engler has taken the classic X7 and made a BAR, Browning automatic rifle, out of it, as well as a few other rifles. I forget what's in his lineup for the X7 platform, but long story short, this marker is one of my personal favorites, at least until I get a mag fed. But that also being said, there are mag fed kits available from Takamo and ep4 for your classic X7. I actually like this gun as far as its modularity from all the parts you see here, as well as a few other doodads like the 3-point sling, and its general feeling toward a HK variant on the AR platform. With that being said, I have no doubt that this marker will still continue to be a marker of choice for a lot of the serious milsim players because of its aesthetic appeal as well as its modularity capabilities. And I'll be back with my final thoughts.
Okay, final thoughts for this episode, modularity. With that, milsim players have been able to adapt and evolve to the ever-changing landscape that is scenario and milsim paintball. From markers that are able to fire both the standard 68 caliber paintball to the more exotic first strike rounds, as well as molly gear and other modular formats, milsim players in general are now at the cutting edge of the paintball world, with companies as diversified as milsim, ep4, Takamo. We've got guns and equipment that have been able to meet and exceed player expectations. The days of us going to our local military surplus for equipment is still there, and the need for such equipment is still great on the scenario field. And with that, players have been able to swap between carrying magazines or their basic paintball pods. And that being said, milsim today has become more popular than it ever was. And with that, this is Big Boss, and I'm out of here.